Right, so we're back after the drinks break on the new live stream. You've missed a lot of action, nothing, basically. Everyone taking a sip and a bit of a laugh between the umpires and Carl Gallagher about stuff. So halfway through the 17th over. Thank you for staying with us. We do apologise for the few technical issues we're having with the live stream, but we will stay with you and get it up and going as soon as possible. So the fourth ball from Watkin is edged through the gully area and it bounced short, so not really a chance.
Batsman that looks like he has a lot of time, this kid. Well, good.
Yeah, he tends to enjoy that back foot stroke play. Works for him, so why not stick with it, really, eh?
Boys high, Maris one. Outright, yeah. Paddy Carson's got 8.
Sweet. Good news coming from behind us about Maris beating Boys High yesterday in the two-day. I'm glad to hear that. Being Maris scorer. So end of 17 overs there, Phil?
Yeah,
74 for 1.
74 off 17.
So 74 for 1 after 17. Good to have you wherever you are tuning in to the live stream of the 2019-2020 Hamilton Waikato Valley Counties Manukau Cricket Association's Spark one-day final here at Galloway Park in Hamilton East. Ani Utaraja looking to come and here's your wish of spin. I said at 20 overs, it was a couple short.
Interesting part of the game was pressures starting to go into old boys.
I think probably what delayed spin is the fact that Arnie had a magnificent 92.
Yeah. A lot off spin. That was off spin.
In the first innings, so probably needed a bit of a lengthier break before he picked up the red cherry. Funny old game is what I've just heard someone say in the field, and it certainly is cricket, and that's why if you have the patience to sit down and watch it, it is an entertaining game, Mike.
It sure is. It's the sort of game where every time you think you've either reached your limit or you've worked out what's going to happen. It always has a way of putting it forward on that side. I think it's a tremendously underrated game, especially amongst maybe the youth. I mean, competing in a lot of sports. You got basketball now.
There's a lot of opportunities available, isn't there?
Second most popular sport in the school. Behind netball, actually.
Yeah, netball's still very popular among secondary schools. It's just unfortunate that that success is not, of popularity is not as high going up higher. It's just a dot down to third man. But you never know what might happen now that the Silver Ferns have. This one's just played the same place, same result. Silver Ferns have got a great resurgence going on at the moment. I'm not too sure. I didn't hear how they got on this morning, but having earlier this week thrashed England and Jamaica.
Yeah.
It was great to see, especially after that World Cup last year. Jake Harvey goes high. It is Tom Shook underneath him, and he's dropped it. And that is the second one down for.
That's the dolly. He's put down the dolly. Look, where's the sun? I don't think he's looking into the sun either.
No, it's the sun. I think he's just misjudged it a little bit too far, and he's almost had to take it behind him.
Up in the big blue sky, he had a long look at it.
One off it.
You'd have to say he's dropped the dolly.
76.
So 76 for 1 after 18.
He'd come over, as we thought would be the case with spin. Hasn't failed to show.
Well, it definitely lived up to its hype, didn't it? And things happened. Tom Shook not looking too impressed with himself there. He's just decided to take a spell and get that out of his head. It's a good thing when you've got a squad of 12 that you can rotate round, get the fielder off for a breather, and just get it out of his system before he returns.
Exact words were, it's a Googler. And he did, he dropped the Googler. Absolute Googler.
I'll give you the prize. The non-commentator I've commentated with that has all these words. You must be a journalist. Only a journalist could have these amount of word vocabulary to be able to spit it out like you do, mate.
It's like I forget them half the time, you know. I'm not,
And it's always the good ones, though, that you
it's
forget.
not cool, yeah.
So, Old Boys run rate at 4.22.
They start to need to find the. They're going to need to rather start to find the accelerator here.
Yeah, well, the required run rate now is 6.22. So,
Oh yes, very good going through that from Big Man. I've used Big Man a lot today, but this is definitely another Big Man. Tall, strapping, big steps into the turf. Doesn't look like much phases him. And no rush to get to the top of his mark.
well, you see some trying to, shuffle through as quick as possible. As come down the wicket,
He's forced the
inside out almost.
He'll only get one. He'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, but
Timed it.
I think as well too that if he had timed it a little bit better, he could have been walking a little bit further than the end of the pitch. He could have been walking past us. So,
Yeah.
and looking at how he was trying to replay that shot, he was definitely looking a lot straighter than cover on the boundary. As this one's just played down to third man, short third man. So men out at the moment, long off, long on, and cover on the boundary. We're now inside the circle.
It's not a lot of real estate. Not a lot of opportunity for we've got another one going back now.
Yeah, mid wicket's going back because I was just thinking you are allowed 4 outside.
So that's your boundary options pretty much covered unless he hits a screamer. Great field set here from Star.
This one's
Great
full.
bowling.
Diving effort from inside the circle. They'll pick up 2, yes they will, because Sajith coming round doesn't quite pick it up cleanly. It's another 2 to the total. 80 for 1 after and in 19. After 19.
got Zasani back in the attack.
Yeah, Arnie's still bowling.
Jack of all trades, isn't he?
He's a very decent all-rounder to have in your team. This is a full toss and through cover. Not sure. I think it's going to hold up, and they'll pick up 2 for the effort.
Probably a ball that deserves to go to the fence.
Well, Arnie was getting frustrated in his early on in his innings when he got those balls himself that he wasn't able to dispatch. I'm sure he's glad that he's getting the same treatment from the batsman. Just another dot ball.
Turning into another good over this for Star so far.
As Kairav comes down. Well, I'm waiting for you to put a real jinx in it into the game, Mike, because I'm disappointed you haven't yet.
I think the wicket's not far away here. The batsmen are getting a wee bit frustrated.
So that's just leaned on quite well down to long off. I'm quite disappointed because I had that real fluff. It was almost 2 fluffs in the first innings.
One more ball.
As
83 at the moment.
Jake pulls his pants down.
I apologise for that sight, folks. Nothing I can do with a stationary camera about that sight.
Just a bit of a
Thankfully he's got something underneath his pants.
maybe a bit of box adjustment. I think one of these two needs to take the initiative though. You know, they really need to start finding these boundaries.
So last ball of Utaraj's second over and just back to him.
Having it over there for Star.
83, 3 off it. 83 for 1 after 19. After 20 it is.
83 boys off 20.
That's what happens when you think your technology is that great that it just updates itself automatically. But then you realise that you've got to do it yourself. The one thing that Old Boys do have on their side though is that this first ball is just straight back to the Watkin, the bowler. Yeah, one thing Old Boys have is they've got wickets in hand. And if you want to look at it, you know, as a batting side, if you want to look at positives, that is a positive. To have wickets in hand, and that's how you got to sort of look at these games like this. You know, if you're behind the ball, 6.4 is the required run rate currently.
I guess on the flip side of that though, just to put a negative spin onto it, the other batsmen waiting to come in will be thinking to themselves, look, you know, I'm not going to have
a couple of overs.
I'm going to have to go from the get-go. You know, it's not always easy. I think out of both these two batsmen, it's Big Jake that really needs to, you know, he's copped the couple, took the big tumble. I think he's the one who really needs to say, alright, I'm going to go for this. And if he gets out, so be it. He hasn't looked the same batsman since that.
Well, since the first injury even,
Yeah.
Kairav just taking a couple of walks down the pitch that doesn't get anything on it. Yeah, and I think that might have rattled Jake, unfortunately. Just a reminder, these two teams played in the first Spark one day final, which was last season. And this is just to cover, and Star 2020, defended that quite successfully.
Yep.
Completely different ball game here. Old Boys was 50 for 5, I think, and we're out of the game quite early on in that one. So at least they're staying in it at the moment. As Cairo comes down this time, but he will find the man at long on. Just trots through for a single.
Definitely think Jack needs to go for it here.
Just looking at him taking his guard there, it doesn't seem too uncomfortable, I think, at the moment, about the tumbles that he's had. As he gets a full one and through the keeper.
Great delivery to bowl for the last ball of the over.
Bowling a full one, a low full toss on fifth stump, in one-day cricket these days is a real go-to ball.
Yeah.
And it's just almost impossible for a batsman to get up underneath it and lift it. And yeah, it was just another dot ball to finish the over. 86, so another over that's only seen 3 runs come off it. So just a reminder, next week on Friday sees the start of the Hawke Cup defence for Hamilton. They take on the men from the Mount Bay of Plenty, or the Mount in other areas I should say actually, of course. That game here at Galloway Park, Friday through till Sunday. If you're in Hamilton and want to come watch some cricket, do encourage you to come down and watch what is a prestigious sub-association trophy, the cup being that is played for.
Bit of a half shout there from Big Ardy. There's just nothing doing at the moment for Old Boys. Long way to go, but just has that feeling about it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just hope for everyone's sake, those on the live stream and watching in person, that Old Boys managed to just find a couple of big overs as Cairo comes down the pitch and he just can't find that gap. Great sprawling save there by one of the star fielders. It's probably the reason why they named the club star, because so it sounds like they're all star players, you know. As Cairo just can't find the gap again, and Liam Watkin doing some great.
This is right out territory too. You know, these guys need to make very clear calls. We've already seen a couple of mix-ups.
This one is just defended down.
86 off 22.
And that's a maiden over.
Yep.
The last thing Old Boys needed at this stage.
They just need to get together and say, hey, alright, here's where we... yeah. Somebody needs to hit out or get out. That's just the feeling I've got.
Yeah, the run rate's...
What about you, Ben?
Run rate's under 4 now.
Am I being too dramatic? Or
No, you're not. I believe that probably could be what's the messages being sent out there. I know Brooke Hatwell, the Old Boys skipper, came over to see what the equation is from Phil Rice. And I'd imagine that definitely is the story. One or both of you definitely need to start going.
Yep.
because the required run rate now is exactly 7. But hats off to the star bowlers, especially Watkin and Ujaraja, who have kept it very tidy.
Yep.
Just one ball away. So Watkin in his 6th over has gone for 14. So this one slapped through to
This should
point
be
on the boundary.
very, very good. Watkin.
And Ujaraja has bowled 3 overs, 1 maiden and gone for 5. It's up today. As Gaurav comes down the wicket, and it is 4 runs. Well, something had to give, Mike, and we've seen the boundary finally.
Yep, definitely something had to give. Good shot there. I'm not going to say it was out of necessity, that one. They needed something. Hopefully that can kickstart a bit of a rally here.
Well, we're in the 24th over. The last boundary was in the 5th.
Yeah, and that says it all, doesn't it? About
It really does.
where the Sillies is at right now.
As they get it, Kairav gets a single, courtesy of his overthrow. Men out on the boundary, mid wicket, long on, long off, and cover sweep is about 3/4 at the moment.
I think, yeah, they've got a boundary off the over, but
You need another one, don't
yeah,
you?
you got a couple more off singles, just for that psychological aspect. One more boundary in this over.
And not only does it give you a confidence boost, also tends to throw the bowler off too as well.
Yeah.
Especially a bowler who's been going quite well. And then all of a sudden he's gone from 9. And okay, Mo bowled 2 overs for 10, but he's also thought, man, my last over went for so much. As Kairav comes down the wicket
He's
again,
doing the right job here.
it's
Well
gone
done.
the other side of the fielder and it'll be another 4. Mike, you called it.
Yeah, great batting. Very good batting. Smart batting. Waited for the right ball. Exactly what they needed. 97 for 1. 23 overs gone.
And even if you factor in that the last over was a maiden, that's still 11 runs off 2 overs, which
Yeah.
how Old Boys had been going is great for them. And obviously Kairav decided that to take the advice that was given to him on board. And this is a new side of him I haven't seen.
Very interested to see how Jake goes in this over though. Coming off the back of that. You know, he's seen his mate hit a couple of boundaries. I think just again for that psychological element. Yeah. Clear signs of aggression there. Good shot. Just a single.
Yeah, but if there's one bowler that probably wouldn't get flustered, it's probably Arnie.
Yeah.
It would be Arnie that, if there's one bowler out of both teams that wouldn't get flustered, that's who it would be. He will show some
That's
passion
a
in that.
classy shot from the young man.
He will,
Only gets one.
he will show passion because he does wear his heart on his sleeve, but he also let it go and get back into his routine again quite comfortably.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's that cut shot. If they can time it enough, get it through those fielders, enough power on it, there's a boundary there.
Well, that one was well timed, but there wasn't a lot on it.
But it's also primed for Nick, you know, playing that sort of shot too.
sending this one over the hedge. It doesn't. And full, and yeah, I think that's the story to bowl to Kairav, is just get it full and put him back in the crease. Don't allow him to come forward and use his feet. As he tries to this time, and he finds a bit of a gap, but it's just going to be the one though.
I'll tell you, the batsman, you were saying earlier, no game on Galloway Park this year?
Yes, yeah,
I'll
before
tell
Christmas.
you, the batsman will be absolutely filthy
Right,
with how
101.
this outfield is
24.
playing.
Yeah, I was 24.
It's 101,
Yeah, but yeah,
24 overs. But yeah, as I was saying, they'll be really annoyed that those bowlers that are getting out just don't have the gift to go to the field because of the turf.
well, sorry, Mike, I'm going to leave you here. There's something just on the other side of the road, a little bit far off, that I need to go sprinting
Some
to.
ice cream.
Because an ice cream right now sounds really good. I'm not going to, but
I'll tell you, man, Mr. Whippy.
I haven't had a Mr. Whippy in a long time, actually.
You don't see him, well, maybe not with on in Hamilton, but you just do not see him enough.
No, I live around Te Rapa, and I haven't seen him in probably 10 years that I've been living there. He's certainly not as visible as he used to be 20 odd so years ago.
It's certainly a day for Mr. Whippy though.
Yep.
Just shout out to the district's cricket as well, maybe a good marketing opportunity there, get Mr. Whippy at the cricket.
Well, one thing I've struggled with the live stream is to find commentators. So maybe there's a chance there for Northern Districts to look at getting someone that does ice cream like Mr. Whippy to encourage more commentators like yourself, Mike, to come along and put their 2 cents in, as Cairo almost does himself out, but it's okay.
No, this is Elliot.
Oh, it's Satner. So Elliot Satner has got into the attack without either of us noticing. Mike, that one's on you, because you usually
it is
have
on me.
picked.
It is definitely on me.
You've usually picked it when there's been a change of bowlers.
Look, I think to talk about Elliot Satner, obviously the last name, we all know that name. I think it'd be unfair to sort of say, oh hey, Elliot Satner's on, simply because how's he gone this summer? You'd know more about that than I would.
He's been MIA, but I think he was on sabbatical.
But I know, I won't say
Been
that.
on holiday for a while at the start of the season, so he's only just started to play a few more games now.
Yeah.
And I haven't actually come across, I haven't been able to see Star play.
Look, it was actually
Maris.
very, very old. Takes a bit of a crouch down. We'll have a look at the next ball here, but bit of a, just watch his routine here.
It's very, even for a wrist spin, it's very flicky, isn't it? Out of it.
See this little crouch there?
Oh yes, I see it. Yep. As this one is to Harvey, and through extra cover. It's definitely not going to make it to the boundary, so they'll pick up 2.
You always look at that sort of stuff though, and you want, the little crouch, whatever he's doing, you wonder, hey, is it worth it? Is it helping your bowling and all? But I mean, so again, we mentioned it earlier in the day, batsmen and how they fidget. Every player has their
Uniqueness,
sort of,
I think, is probably.
sort of way of. I mean, it's kind of interesting action, pre-action rather.
Top ball down to third man. Ends the over.
106.
106, so 5 off that one.
106 off 25.
Quite profitable. And just from memory, in comparisons halfway through the innings, Old Star from my memory were 130 for 1 after 25. Old Boys there 24 runs behind.
That's
It's
not
a
small gap.
long way.
Really, after that wee surge with 2 boundaries and that over, shackles have gone on a bit more now. Very good.
As long as the shackles are not the nail in the coffin, that's fine. I don't want to see nails getting into their coffin just yet.
I don't think even if they were to lose a wicket now, he's still thereabouts.
And another positive for Old Boys is that the required run rate got up to 7, but it's now back under, hovering at 6.76 currently. As it comes down the wicket, and this is out in the gap there.
Yep.
I need to hold up placards, Phil. Well, then times they're asking. As the sweep comes out, get out the old broomstick. Man at fine legs there though. Tom Shooker back on the field, doing the excellent tidying up effort after the drop catch that he put down. And there's a single down through two fine leg to Tom Shook. It was just very delicately played, that one though, Mike, and the single was well deserved.
Not very well deserved. Probably another small little victory within victories for Star so far this over. Yep,
As
there's the
Harvey
shot.
comes down the wicket, is it? It is over the hedge. It is a massive 6. It's a wacky do.
Probably the most needed wacky do of the day. You'd have to
Oh, it
argue.
is definitely the most needed one.
113. Mike, 113 off 26.
And you can look at that as a batsman and go, well, we had only 1 run off the 5 balls, but then we got 7 to end the over.
Yep.
And it's a matter of, it's not just how the bowler gets out of the over, it's how the batsman does as well, especially when you're chasing the game like you are at the moment.
Just a preamble. The attack, Elliot Sapner. Gone after. Great fielding. Oh, chance for a run out. I think it's not out.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling that Hayden Black's actually taken those bails before the ball, which is really unfortunate. Sajid in front of us has hands on his head.
Well, we don't have the benefit of replay, so it's not out.
It would have been very interesting though had he managed to gather that, because I reckon it was worth a very good shout for the run out.
Again, just not able to pierce that slight gap in the field there.
Something that's just jumped into my memory bank from the change of innings was that Cooperell was telling me he bowled 10 overs and 2 5 over slots.
Oh, Big
Is-
Blondie.
Yep.
Big man Blondie.
I didn't actually tell him about that, I
You
forgot.
have to tell him next time he comes over.
Yep. That he was only supposed to bowl 6 overs, so he managed to bowl 10.
Oh, it's the pick of the bowlers by
He
far.
definitely was, and that's what started that conversation. As I said, very well bowled. There's a single down to backward point. I'm not actually sure where Cooperell is currently. He will be around somewhere.
Another good over this for Star.
Oh, he is over. He is just behind us. Don't know how I missed that.
Very distinctive.
I think he's looking for him, but not looking for the bumpers. So Satner's tidying up his bowling at the moment. Although this one is short. Should only be one though down to long on. Very interesting. Either
115 off 27.
either Hamilton has two Mr. Whippies or Mr. Whippy's just gone round in a circle because he's back again going down Foot Street.
I think,
Score
people should
115
give their
off
well out to
27.
Mr. Whippy. Probably the most deserving
John.
man in New Zealand for a bit of dollar.
36. The other boy's on 44.
So
Yeah.
27 gone, 115 for one at the cricket.
I think even the umpires are looking out there. He has to use one as well.
Greg will definitely be keen on a good Mr. Whippy, I'm sure. He probably thinks like us too, though. That I wouldn't be surprised Brendan does as well. That how could he do that to us? How could Mr. Whippy drive by without thinking of us? It's a couple of dot balls to start. Ujaraj is over. That required run rate is up to just under 7 at 6.96 at the moment.
It's not too far away from, I think, once it gets over that 8 mark, it'll be tough, big slog here from Jake. Doesn't go anywhere. Steps straight to the bowler.
There's a lot more positivity being shown at the moment.
I just want to see big man Blondie get out there and have a bat. If that's a big
Harvey's
shot.
gone round and it's going to just stop in front of mid wicket coming round, and they'll pick
There's
up
been
two.
something about the big men today though. We had what's his name?
Anna Ujaraj.
Yep, we had big man Blondie. We got Jake out here doing pretty well. Watkin, big bustling bowler.
What?
I think this is the day of the big men.
Quite short. So there's been a just going back to what the umpire was signalling there. He's signalled that one run short. So if you're not sure, it means that the batsman hasn't and a wide. Yeah, no, signalled a wide. Batsman hasn't got anything behind the line when turning for a second. And just fended back to the bowler.
Classy stuff, this from Star.
What's the dot?
117.
So 117
117.
after 28, and that'll put the required run rate over 7 now.
So what have we got? So how many runs left off how many?
So 158 required
Yep.
of 22 overs.
I know.
You really put me on the spot there, Mike. I had to do some real quick thinking that one.
If I was a half decent commentator, I'd still have my laptop out helping you out. Just sitting there spinning yarns.
Well, you keep doing that, mate, because you're doing a great job of it while I'm doing everything else.
I'm just not sure about this little thing that Saturn's doing before his bowl.
Well, I might have to ask him one time, actually, what's with his little dink. But knowing what cricketers are like,
I mean,
it's probably something you can't explain either. It's just part of your routine. And one thing I do with my bowling action is I get quite hungry in my bowling action. You could say I bring the ball straight up to the mouth as I come down before I go over with the arm. It was just the way I was taught. Oh, that is a good shot.
Boundary. Great shot by Jake. Finally gets one. He's been looking for that straight drive, whatever, straight slog.
Straight slap, yep.
Slap, yep.
And certainly boundaries becoming a bit more frequent now.
Just a bit. Just the tiniest bit though.
We had about 20 overs between the first and second boundary. As the G looks as though he's might be rolling the arm over soon. Doesn't do too bad with the ball either.
Two's the call. There's no way there's a 2 there.
No, backward point coming across and covering that quite well. I wonder if Sajith actually liked that photo I took of him last week. Did you, Sajith? You did like that photo? Yeah, I thought it was quite well timed, that one. And your bowling run up. Here's all this one's just sending Kairav back onto the back foot. And a dot's in the over.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3 off 29.
Easy as ABC.
Just like the viewers at home to know that Mr. Whippy has a new van. It's actually a newer model Ford, what are they called? Something?
A new model Ford something? Yep, that
Yeah.
sounds good to me.
Looks nice.
You gotta get with the times though, don't you?
Yeah.
To make sure you're in touch with the in crowd.
Don't go for Ford bloody big van like that's the way to do it, bud. Of course you need a van.
1, 2, 3. That's 42 and 9. Sri Lanka, right?
So Sajith is into the attack. 7.24 Brooke, if you're wondering what the tried run at.
Thank you very much.
Who's on what today? Abby?
Harvey's on 42 and the other boy's on 45.
So Jake Harvey taking a strike on 42. Kairav on 45. And what's the partnership there, Phil? Just 87 I'm going with. Yeah, 87's the partnership at the moment. If you're an Australian, you'd be putting your legs up off the ground just in case. Bad luck, 87 they reckon. No, that's okay. They see that ball out with a single to point on the boundary. Can you think of any other sports other than baseball and cricket that are so superstitious?
I can't actually. I'm sure if I,
Gave it some real thought.
yeah, I'll probably.
I've tried though. And I can't think of anything that rivals how superstitious cricket and baseball are. There's just so many things like 87 or the double Nelson, triple Nelsons. There's no real reason for it. It's just how it is. It's a very difficult chance. Back to Sajith, and he's put it down. He had to jump in the air just a little bit, and I think it might have just caught his palms. Three drop catches though, Mike.
3 drop catches. And this time he goes down the ground. Another chance for a catch. He's out
And
this
taken.
time.
And they are happy, aren't they?
Yes.
I don't know, I can't see who it is.
Straight down the ground.
It is, yeah.
Just didn't have enough juice on that one.
So Chris Fawcett taking not a spectacular catch, but a very good catch out on that boundary.
Is he
Just-
the one that dropped the one earlier?
No, he wasn't. That was Thomas Shooker. I thought so too,
Yeah.
that it might have been Tom on the boundary there, but no. Very well judged catch right on the boundary, and Jake Harvey just disappointed. Didn't go that extra couple of centimetres to clear the rope.
Pretty good innings though.
Yep, 43 he's managed. And certainly celebrated that with a lot of venom. Jake Harvey getting a very well deserved clap as he comes off the field. Is he out here?
Sorry?
Is he out here?
That's shot round.
I just ran. I'm on it.
With shot.
I thought you were looking to see who you'd gone out. Who's going out? So Josh Brown, the new batsman. It's very very nice of the Star supporters over on the hedge there, bringing some water out for those for the fielders, and I'm sure Sajith feels a lot better about that wicket coming due to the fact that he dropped a catch in his follow through. So one ball to come the 30th. As I said earlier, they say UW score from